Okay. Okay, good morning each and everyone. The pigeons just caught us by surprise. They've done over 1,743 velocity. So the first pack of pigeons are in. Let's quickly see who's the race winners for today. Our apologies for that, but the race winners for today, Renald and Rousseau come first, and the pre-deadlifts in the second position. In the third position, Lofestraat, well done. To Jan Neiboer in the fourth position, Bart Gerings and Simon Kolsbrenner fifth, 6 Hans-Paul Esse, Webster Loft 7, 8 King and Gijslow 2, Pegasus Loft done it again 2 weeks in a row, and Douwstein Racing Pigeon 10th position. Well done to them. Let's quickly have a look at the Blue Jacket positions. That was a very, very fast race, eh?
Indeed. And
Yeah,
as we wait for those Blue Jacket standings.
There's more pigeons coming around. There's now a whole pack of pigeons around the loft coming. As you can see, very nice, very big pack there. Very, very big pack coming in.
Groups coming in extremely closely there as they hover above the loft.
Yeah.
Above the loft, you'll see that it's a nice, clear day, very, very sunny.
Yeah, they're landing. Wow. Here's the pigeons arriving.
Absolutely beautiful scene there. You'll be able to hear the ambiance of the birds just coming in, and our loft handlers also calling them in, just encouraging them in to clock. So great scenes there, especially for our fanciers at home who have been anticipating this race. Very long race indeed, preparing for the final.
Yeah, so let's quickly have a look at the rankings right now. There's the Blue Jacket ranking still. Kingsley Gijslow, that pigeon is still out there. He's still flying. And the Bullet is still on the second position, still missing or 7 seconds behind the first. Deep Laughter still. So there's not many pigeons in on the Blue Jacket ranking. But let's quickly have a look at the fancy of the race so far is Adfontein. Well done to Adfontein from all the way from Netherlands. Just for us on a long distance, these guys coming through. This is the fanciest of the long distance pigeons.
Congratulations.
Burka in the second position. Fancy of the race. And then Radford and Visser, Kevin on the fourth. Well done, Kevin. Bart Gerings is also up there. Unbelievable. And here's the top 15 for today's race on a 480-kilometer race. Looks like Tom van Gaver won the race. Can we just confirm that quickly? Oh no, yeah, Tom van Gaver won the race.
Yes, certainly. Well done, Tom van Gaver.
4 hours and 43. Well done, Tom van Gaver, all the way from Belgium. He won the race and the deadlifts came second.
Just behind him. And then in third position is Bullet Mavis.
Yes, Bullet Mavis, and then Adfontein in the fourth from Netherlands. And McLaughlin Law from all the way America, then fifth, sixth, Bart Gerings. Burka Law seventh, eighth. Radford and Visser 9th, Colin Oxley, pigeon born and bred in UK. Well done to Colin, well done. In 9th position on a 480-kilometer. Jannie Brederand on the 10th, 11 Jort Batenburg, again from Netherlands. Jelle Jellema on the 12th, Burka in the 13th, and 14th position, Valia Rossen and Dobrev. Loft Einkommen 15. Car race winner of last week.
Right, yes.
Unbelievable. Very good results.
Very well done. Congratulations. Good looking top 15 there.
Yes. Let's quickly have a look at our brown jacket standings. So the only pigeon that's in still was the pigeon that was ranked 10th, and he's now ranked on the 8th position. So all the guys still waiting for that pigeon after our endurance pigeons from the 7th up position. So Tertia Engelbrecht name is ranked on 9th now, brown jacket, and Deep Laughter Sterkfontein currently on the 10th, but still waiting for the 4 other pigeons to coming in on the 10th. Deep Laughter.
Right, so we're still looking at possibilities of movements, just like we talked about, Henrik, earlier on. So there might still be possibilities of movements within that brown jacket standings.
I'm very, very impressed. Look, there's another pack of pigeons coming in. But look at all the Netherlands guys and from Belgium, how well done today in today's race.
Yep.
And even from UK, for Colin, if we really take the percentage number of pigeons in Africa Pro today, I think UK done phenomenally well today.
It looks like, I mean, we have 11 positions that are filled by our international fanciers.
Yeah, out of the top 15.
Absolutely amazing numbers there coming from the international fanciers.
Also, two top international fanciers and the top ranking fans of the race is Adfortuin. I'm very happy for Adfortuin and Pipa breeding. I do co-breeding. And today on a longer distance, we can see the results. That's a good sign for our final.
Certainly. And then in second position, Umberka Loft, we talked about them. They have their birds here breeding with us at the Pala Pala Loft. Great decision from them.
Yeah. And Bart Gerings has done it again, eh? And Simon Ulrich as well, he featuring today. And then Hans-Paul Esser, Andreas Müller as well. So all these guys will probably retain their position in the Black Jacket ranking as well. I see Webster Loft done very well for the last two races now. Also, no name that when it gets longer and tougher, this is when we see them.
Certainly.
Pipa breeding also have an 11th position, so they actually done very good. Pipa breeding is with Adfortuin in the first position, and Pipa breeding 11th position with Pipa Elite Center. Magnus Nel also on the 12th position. Bart Gerings again with his other team on the 13th. It's a super season for Bart Gerings. I'm very curious to see if Bart Gerings is going to catch up today on Kingston Low and Joe Gomes, Kumurin Gomes. And Gannis Family Loft also ranked up in the top 15 rankings there in 14th position. Pigeon Palace 1. Let's see if there's only 2 pigeons in on our Ace Pigeon competition so far. That's the one from Pigeon Palace 2
Right.
and the 4 brothers. So we're still waiting for our Ace Pigeons to come in. Bart Gerings is already ranked in the 2nd position of the competition right now as we speak. He's about to move, he already moved up 2 positions. Kingston Low 2 is, we're talking a few seconds now behind, ahead. He's 6 minutes still ahead of Bart Gerings. And Umberka is also short on the heels of Bart Gerings there. But can you see how Kumurin Gomes just drop out now from the 3rd position all the way now to the 6th position? This is now very interesting to keep a close eye what's happening. The pigeons keep coming in. So soon we will have a new standings at our top 10 rankings of the Black Jacket competition.
No, certainly we'd like to encourage you to stay looking at those rankings because they are changing drastically. Some real dynamic movements there within the top 15.
Bart Gerings is now 5 minutes after Kingston Low. And just show you what the distance does. It's always a big change in, or not a big change, but that's always nice to see the changes as the distance gets longer. More pigeons coming in. So Kingston Low 1 is still waiting for a 2nd pigeon. And Kingston Low 1 is waiting for a 2nd pigeon, now currently in a 4th position, where Bart Gerings just moved up 2 positions and Umberka Loft moved up 2 positions. Kumurin Gomes is also waiting still for their 2nd pigeon. They already dropped down 4 positions. And the Simon Ulrich and the Painters, they just move up. Oh no, they retain a position at the 6th right now as we speak. But Hans-Paul Esser and Andreas Müller moved up already 2 positions. So the teams that currently have all the pigeons in on a black jacket ranking right now as we speak is Bart Gerings, Burkaloft, Hans-Paul Esser, Andreas Muller, the Painters and S.E. Ulrich, and Kevin. He moved from so far from the 10th position to the 8th. Look at all the pigeons coming. Wow, that is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
That is beautiful. That is very nice to see these big packs of pigeons coming in now.
No, certainly. And it looks by the landing, that they had a really, really good flight. None of them looking exhausted at all. I think Ruan, our loft manager, will be very happy with that.
Yeah. Certainly today is not as hot as last week. We were a bit concerned today going into this race. After a tough race of last week, it took a lot out of the pigeons, and we're very pleased to see on the 480 the pigeons recover very quick. This time we only have 6 days between the races. So really looking forward now to our final. This is now the very last race before the final.
Henrik, I'm really looking forward to seeing who gets to, that the final top 10 for our black jackets, because I think those birds, after the tournament will be in high demand. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who gets to, to be in that top 10 and seeing whose birds will be in high demand after this.
Yeah, so my eyes is now glued to this black jacket ranking, and so it will be the day on the final. And just so that all our participants out there knows, the new idea initiative from us is that the day on a prize giving, straight after the prize giving, we're gonna have a black jacket team auction. Right. So the entire team of the black jacket fences will be auctioned off that night at a prize giving. So this is just to give recognition to the best team of pigeons that we had in for the year of 2024 in Africa Pro, and we hope to do that annually. So every year with our prize giving, the black jacket leader or winner of the year's pigeons will be auctioned off. And this is races like this in a final that make the have a big impact on the results. As we can see there, Kingsley Low is dominating in the entire season so far. And it will be curious to see how things are going to unfold. Last year, Burkaloft was second black jacket. He's currently, as we speak now, third black jacket ranking. Bart Gerings was last year 6th black jacket. He moved up to 2nd position. He's just 38 seconds behind Kingsley Low as we speak right now. 33 seconds. So the clock is ticking down. There's pigeons turning around, and Kingsley Low can clock any second from now. His pigeons, all his pigeons, and who knows? We're gonna go into the final with leading the black jacket.
They probably are sitting on the edge of their seats right now watching.
Yeah. Okay, looks like Kingsley Low just clocked the pigeon. Yes, Kingsley Low just then retained the lead in the first position with 26 seconds lead above Bart Gerings. That was a very close call there for him. And now the tension is on a final. This is going to be a very, very interesting final to follow. This is the beauty of our black jacket standing there. These teams up there in the top rankings is really, really very competitive. This is world-class teams, world-class pigeons. I'm very, very pleased to see how tight the competition is to the very end of our season.
Now, certainly those big names once again rising to the top in that top 10. Kingsley Low, Bart Gerings, Burkaloft, once again in 4th position, Kingsley Low. So really, really good show up there by the big names in the top 10.
Yes, so now our eyes are glued also now to the blue jacket rankings. As we can see, Dr. De Weert have currently, his pigeon is ranked 4th as we speak. But the Deep Laughter Sterkfontein pigeon, Boeland Mavis pigeon, and Kingsley Low pigeon is not in yet. So those pigeons can still move down the rankings. And there's already from Hans-Paul Esser and Andreas Muller, their pigeon moved already up 17 positions.
Amazing.
And same to Marnus Nel, that moved up 15 positions, currently 11th ace. So very curious to see how today's ace pigeon ranking is going to unfold.
And of course, in talking about ace pigeons, this is what we're focusing on today. These are our prize pigeons, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are really intent on securing your positions for the 2025 season, these are the names that you really need to look at and keep your eye on.
For sure, yeah. Now, this is the very best pigeons we see in the Africa Pro season so far after 2,700 kilometers of solid racing. So on our endurance series right now, Kuni Harting is still leading, but with a few seconds. As you can see now, it's 14 seconds. And then Simon Ulrich in the Painters is in the second position there with their pigeon. And I wonder if they will catch Kuni today or not. And Claudia moved all the way up, Claudia and Martin from Germany, from the 10th brown jacket endurance series to the third position right now. And they might even catch Kuni. I see Kuni just dropped down one position to the second position. And right now, the best pigeon in Africa Pro and endurance series is from Simon Ulrich and the Painters. And 2 German flags up there. I'm very pleased and impressed to see how good Persia Engelbrecht is also doing so far. See only into a few single bird pigeons. And Team Neighbor as well. Neighbor from Netherlands is doing, Jan Neighbor is coming to our final. It'll be very nice to see him again. But yeah, for a phenomenal season so far. Look at this good endurance experience. Moving up 7 positions today. Yeah, Team Olive Loft also moved up 15. 4 Brothers, 20 positions. Kingsley Geeslow just dropped 4 positions there. Kuka Murungaus dropped 6. And Simon Ulrich moved up 31 positions with one of its pigeons to the top 10 ranking of our brown jacket pigeon competition.
Certainly, you can hear some big celebrations there, the top 10.
Yeah. But just have a look at this fancy of the race competition. The fancy of the race competition is the fancy of the clock. Its first 2 pigeons accumulate that time together. And the fancy of the shortest time is the very best fancy of the race. And that was Oudtshoorn and Pipa Breeding. They just have a very, very good race today, winning by 4 minutes and 58 seconds. So far, that's the biggest gap for the season. And I'm also very impressed to see how many overseas participants is doing good on this long distances. I must say now, I want to ask myself, what is the difference? Why do we see so many overseas flags? I think that the distance get longer. That is a good sign for us. But then also the other point is, it was a very cold morning this morning where Ron liberated pigeons. So it was -3. He explained to me how everything was frozen up and very, very cold. Now, I wonder, does the temperature, the day temperature, have an impact on the results of the type of pigeon? I always say with our previous races, if it's a hot pigeon, a hot day, is a certain type of pigeon is winning. And today was a very cold day. And that's the beauty of Africa Pro. We have a series of consecutive races. Sometimes you're going to get a tailwind, sometimes you get a headwind, but I think the biggest impact is the temperature.
Right. No, of course, we've had over the past weeks some really varying conditions. But even with that, taking a look at the top 10, 5 out of our 10 positions are our international birds.
Yeah, no, so, and even see Bart Gering's putting both his 2 teams up in the top 15 rankings for fancy of the race competition. That's massive. But yeah, just see how all the pigeons come and land there. It's so beautiful. There's more pigeons around the lot. There's another pack of pigeons coming in. Okay, so the velocities right now, as we speak, 1,600. The first pigeons we just clock over 1,740, if I'm correct. But few minutes after the first pigeons arrive, and it's 43% already in the loft on a 480 kilometer race. I'm very pleased to see that.
So going back to the
Very
basics,
good race.
Henrik, what's the optimum velocity for your birds for a beginner just coming into the sport? What's fast? What's the bracket of fast? What's the bracket of slow?
Yeah, just say again, sorry,
Yeah, and I know we're operating quite a few things here, but just for the beginners and those coming into the sport for the very first time, we're talking about the velocity here. Now, we did see some very, very high velocities. I think we reached a maximum of about 1743. What does that mean for the birds and for people who are just coming into the sport for the very first time? What is a slow velocity and what's a fast velocity?
Yeah, so today is, I think, the fastest race so far for our season. And it's typical what we sometimes see in Africa Pro. The first year we had it, and now this year we have it as well, where we reached the maximum fastest velocity so far recorded was, I think, just below 2,000 meters a minute. It's never planned. And this year it's now just above 1,700. That means the pigeons experience some of a tailwind. And then the slow velocity is anything by 1,000, below 1,300, 1,250 and 1,200 in that area. Yeah. So, but that's the whole idea of Africa Pro, that it's not just one race that counts.
Right.
That you have a nice variety of races throughout the season, what the weather conditions offer you. We planned this program was out for many months already out there in Africa Pro. The day when the final is the day when the second race before the final was stipulated. It's a Tuesday on today's date. And that is just how the weather unfolds. And that's exactly what you must prepare. That's why you sent a team of pigeons.
Right.
And in that team of pigeons, you've got to have some pigeons that can deal with a hot day, headwinds, but the same also some pigeons perhaps doing better with a tailwind on a faster type of race as well. So yeah, there's definitely a difference between a sprinter type of pigeons and a long distance pigeons. But I'm very pleased to see that Francis in Europe that was known for long distance racing, we could clearly see their names coming through today.
Right.
So, and even if I look at the final weather forecast now, that looks like it's going to be an overcast day. So the temperature might be cooler, although this piece is going to face a headwind.
Right.
But I know those fans, none of these fans in Africa Pro is afraid for a headwind.
Right.
That's actually what everyone wants.
Right.
So I really hope this weather is still going to play out like that. What we, as we sitting right now, we're only praying that we have a window to open the truck, so that it's not too much wind.
Sure.
Too much overcast today when the first pigeons coming, so that we can liberate and open the truck.
Certainly, certainly.
There we can see there's more pigeons guys coming in. Another pack there. Congratulations to Dr. De Weert. He just moved up. Right now, as we speak, he moved up 4 positions to the number 1 position of the Blue Jacket Ace Pigeon competition. Currently have the best pigeon in Africa Pro after 2,700 kilometers of racing. And Pigeon Palace in the 2nd position moved up 6 positions, trailing Dr. De Weert by 12 seconds. Kingsley Low 2 is 59 seconds behind the leader, and just dropped down 2 positions from the 1st position. But still very good pigeons there. Oh yes, they're still waiting for that pigeon to come in. And so do Billent Mavis pigeon that was also BP 218, a super pigeon. I really hope it comes back today. I have all confidence that those pigeons will come in. They are super good pigeons. They had a phenomenal race last week. Pigeons, the Kingsley 2 and Billent Mavis, they were equal winners with those 2 pigeons.
Sure.
And yeah, Four Brothers just move another position up to the fourth position, now to the third position. Kingsley Low 2 drop down to fourth, and Bulland to the fifth. And then six, Hans-Paul Esser move up 19 positions. Already currently in the sixth position on the Blue Jacket ranking there. And Marnus Nel, all the way from Potchefstroom, well done to you as well. You've got the Ace Pigeon in the ranking there. He's also the fancy that bred an Ace Pigeon in Victoria Falls a few years ago on a Super Ace competition. Done exceptionally well, and I'm 100% sure this genetics is in this pigeon here as well. Julia Marie just moved up 2 positions there in Blue Jacket ranking from 10th till 8th. Well done to her. And Alvin Bester is back in the top 10 with his pigeon, and so do Team Ulrich in the Painters also moved up 1 position to the top 10. So the 2 pigeons we keeping an eye on still is for Kingsley Low and Bulland Mavis. This is 2 very good pigeons of them, but still not in. But as we can see, there's constantly pigeons coming in.
So essentially what that means is that once they do come in, there still will be movement and shifting in the top 10.
Yeah, for sure. There's more pigeons coming in. You can see it's another small group of pigeons. Just come in there. Velocity is now 1,568.
So it has slowed down a slight bit from about an average of about 1,007 to 1,005. And Henrik, I must say, for those joining Africa Pro One Loft series for the very first time, those of you who are fanciers and just getting your interest into the sport, welcome once again. It's a very, very exciting sport. It's one that is growing, that's growing quite a lot. And talking about growing, you know, there might be a few questions for the beginner fanciers. And I always like to touch on those frequently asked questions from anyone who's interested in the sport for the very first time. And I think one of the most important questions is getting into the sport. Exactly what are the financial requirements getting into the sport? Is there flexibility in getting into the sport? And how much really does it cost for somebody who's coming in for the very first time?
Yeah, Khotso, so to get into the sport, it is the nice beauty thing of pigeons. Can cost anything in South Africa from 300 rands, a few dollars, all the way up till $3 million, yes, if not more, almost sometimes. Yeah. So, yeah, my best advice will be is to always make sure you get if you're serious about it.
Yes.
To talk to the top ranked fanciers, to get their honest opinions, and to invest in those pedigrees as well, and to start breeding from those youngsters, to get young babies from them, and that way also looking on our auctions.
Yes.
And to pair them up. This is right now the time as we speak. Your breeders should be out there. Your race winners for next year should be in there. And then the cost implication to play or to be in Africa Pro, there's a single bird entries. You can just send us 5 pigeons, right, and you only have to pay $750 for the first pigeon you activate, and you can have a look at the how your pigeons perform, and then just build from there. To decide, do you need more sprinting pigeons or endurance pigeons, and take it from there.
We also know that syndicates are also a way to join a group of other fanciers and possibly even get to the top very, very fast, faster than anybody would have. If you're comparing it to another sport, essentially what could happen is you come in as a second year fancier, and if you have a syndicate with the right fanciers, you find yourself at the top sooner than you expected.
Exactly, yeah. So we have also beautiful, how can I say, syndicates that form across borders, like, for example, the Ulrichs and the Painters, and also Marine Moles forming a syndicate with Mountain Loft. This is just an example of a few. But at the end of the day, they are solid. Their performance is world class. So very beautiful how can I say, success stories
Right.
of these syndicates is formed by great wisdom, and we will also find that more and more fanciers perhaps will start doing it, in particular if you can't afford to enter a full team yourself, but doing a partnership. Each and every fancier might have a good click pair, and if you do that together, you just reinforce your team competition and can be up in the rankings, as we can see from those teams.
Sure. Now, with Africa Pro, you've always said that the real, the real expression of a great fancier will come over the years and not just within the first 2-3 years, over 5 years. And this is what the dream of Africa Pro, to actually find out who the brains are, the real fancier brains behind the titles. Now, looking at the finals, which we're going to be, going live at the finals when we're in Sun City. That's top 10, the top 10 black jacket for a beginner fancier like myself. Are those the guys that I'm looking at emulating, copying, and possibly even doing research and maybe even contacting them with regards to advice for their birds? Now, I know one of the shortest routes we can take as a beginner fancier is watch the finals that we're going to be streaming in Sun City, take those names down of those fanciers, keep those names, and those are the guys you want to be looking at their birds, especially if you want to get into the sport and you want to buy a few birds.
100% correct, Khotsu.
I'm not sure as a beginner fancier if you'll be able to afford their birds, but those are definitely the names that you need to keep an eye on.
Yeah. No, so I think it is also speak for itself if you look at the fanciers that can consistently put a name up there. And that's the beautiful thing of Africa Pro. I said it many times, and perhaps going to say it again many times in the future, is the day I know Africa Pro concept is a great success if you see the same names moving to the top at the end of a series.
Right.
Same what we see in other sports, and I'm very pleased to see this here. Burkalov, as you can see there, today is ranked number 3 black jacket, and he was a year ago 2nd black jacket. Bart Gerings was a year ago 6th black jacket, now he's 2nd black jacket, only by 26 seconds. Kingsley Low had 2 teams in the black jacket ranking last year in the top 5, this year the same. So, and I can go on and on with this list. Kukamura Gomes always in the top 10, always been a big impact. So, and that will typically be the fanciers I will approach. Is those people that can do it time and again, make sure that I moving up in the rankings, in particular at the end of the season. Also, like Bart Gerings done, he moved from 95th position all the way up till 2nd position. And it's not the first year he do it. It's even last year he done a similar type of good performance. So in my opinion, this is the fanciers I would approach for genetics and make sure I invest correctly.
No, certainly. Now, those top 10 fanciers, we are really hoping that we'll see next week. Just for those of you who are not aware, next week we are having our final basketing for the final race, of course. That's going to be happening right here at the home of Africa Pro One Loft Series. And it's going to be happening, of course, in Pala Pala. So the fanciers are welcome to come through. Next week, just before the finals, we have an absolutely jam-packed fun weekend full of great food for the fanciers. Great food, lots of drinks, lots of socializing with the top-tier fanciers as well. And I think that's the place where you actually get to get the real inside information when you're actually sitting down with guys like Bart Gerings and Kings and Geeslow, have a conversation with them, and maybe even get to see the possibilities of a syndicate with them.
Yeah, no, that the camaraderie around the final race week or I call it race week events and stuff. And that's exactly our idea, is to what a pigeon sport always got right in the past was a big $1 million Sun City event, and we're taking it back there. And that's just the camaraderie and just talking pigeons the whole time. It's
Yeah,
certainly a highlight for all our participants and fancies. And this is the nice thing of that is on international level where you can talk to the best fancies and
sure.
meet them across
Yeah.
the world.
Now, it's not easy being at the top because right at the end of the race, at the finals, the moment we find out who is the winner, the all-time crowning champion, what's going to happen is immediately they go back into competition with the auction.
Yes, I mentioned before, I'm very excited. Now, the Black Jacket leader today is King Low. They've been leading the series for many races and been dominant throughout. And the big question is, will they be able to pull it off on a final as well?
Right.
And the competition is very tight. We can see how all the people is closing the gap on them as well as we speak. And yeah, the Bart Gerings and them moving up the phenomenal race so far. Burkarlov, there's big names up there in the ranking. And now nothing is final till the very last results is out there. And this is what pigeon sport is all about.
And talking about nothing is final until the very last results. Obviously, we are all going to be there at the finals at Sun City. And like I said, immediately after is now going to be the auction. What happens? I have a very simple question. It might not be simple for you, Hendrik, but what happens if I have the winning birds, I have the champion birds, and now it's time for the auction? However, I want to keep my birds. I want to keep the birds, and I want to send them to AFRIKAPRO, the one loft breeding loft. What happens then? Because then now within that auction, all of a sudden I find myself in competition with other fanciers who want my birds.
Yes, Khotso, that's actually exactly what normally plays out on these auctions is so each and every fancier who participates in Africa Pro, 50% of the proceeds of your pigeon goes
Sure.
to back to you as the fancier. So in essence, when you bid on your pigeon, you actually got to pay 50% only, while other fancier that actually want that genetics got to pay the full amount. Yeah. So for sure, you can bet on your own pigeon. Of course, you have to want to because you want to keep that good performing lines that have such a great success.
Yes.
And yeah, this year what's very special about it is the fact that the Black Jacket winner pigeons will be on auction that night of the Africa Pro prize giving. And very curious to see how that auction will go.
Yeah, no, I can sense the excitement already with that auction, and that's just immediately after we crown our Black Jacket champion. So whoever that's going to be, get ready for competition almost immediately.
Yes. Now, in my opinion, the Black Jacket pigeon, that team of pigeons, if you can see how tight the competition is here in Africa Pro, the team of that Black Jacket pigeons, in my honest opinion, is of at most high value because this is the very best team out there right now as you speak. Over all consecutive races, all different conditions, hot temperatures, cold temperatures, headwinds, tailwinds, was thrown at them, and they just outperform everyone then.
Do the standings again.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna do the race results, and then after that. off to race.
As you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, all the fanciers at home, the friends and families, those of you who are new to the sport, there are your birds landing. And we're still right in the middle of it. Birds landing very well. There's some very, very good scenes. Still very energetic. Are the birds? They look happy to me, Hendrik. So yeah, well done once again, always to your team, the loft handlers, and of course Ruan, loft manager. Very well done to him. As you can see there, some great visuals of the birds coming in, not tired at all. They look like they're ready for another leg.
Yeah, Khotso, I'm very pleased. I think we are ready for the final. The birds is in top form, and the season been great to us so far. The returns were very pleased with the returns, but it also just I would say it's not just the team itself. It is the quality of pigeon that's participate in Africa Pro. You can't put enough emphasis on it. How big the competition is, and sometimes you can be ranked 150 or whatever with your pigeon ace ranking, ace pigeon competition. That pigeon is very good. We've got to remember you're competing against the very best pigeons in the world, and there's the best fanciers out there that we know that's been invited, that breed, they plan this, they breed the very best, and then we put all the pigeons to the test in these various conditions. As I mentioned, very hot temperatures, headwinds, tailwinds, and cold days as well as we had today. So quite a cold morning, and who knows how the final going to unfold. So all the respect for these world-class pigeons.
Yeah. Look, I'm going into next week. I can guarantee you there's going to be very little sleep because of the excitement from the fanciers, all of us as well, from Africa Pro as we lead up to the finals in Sun City. It's going to be very exciting. And of course, I believe we're going to have great weather then, not just for the birds, but also the fanciers. Those of you who want to, get in there, get into the water and have a great time at Sun City. This is the best place to be, especially to celebrate, that black jacket. And talking about black jackets, let's take a look at the standings. I'd really love to see where we are now.
Yeah, so for today, the race winner, our fancier of the race was Adfortuin and Burka at second position, Radford and Visser in the third position, Kevin fourth. He had a phenomenal week so far, and he's racing back at home. He won 800 kilometer, and for the last 2 weeks in Africa Pro as well. Bart Gerings come fifth in fancier of the race competition, also moved up quite a bit. Now second black jacket. Jerdenlof Obas last week second on a race, and this week they had a very good performance again. Team Olaflov from Lubomir Kubicik and Jason, unbelievable good performance from them as well. And SG Ulrich 8 and 9, Hans-Paul Esse, Andreas Muller, and Webster Loft in the top 10 fancy of the race rankings. So our race results for today was Tom van Gaver, Alberto, all the way from Belgium. Well done, Tom. Congratulations. Unbelievable. Very good result out there for you guys. It's bit time. And the Pre Detlef came second. Bulent Mavis third. Again, he was also, if I remember correctly, fourth last week. And a very good performance also from Adfontein and Pipa Breeding on the fourth. Frank McLaughlin, Longtreat, Dimley in the fifth position. On the sixth, Bart Gerings. Again, Simon Kalkbrenner. And then Umberkalov 7, 8 is Radford and Visser, and Colin Oxley from the UK, all done very good. All the way from UK, and then Yanni Bredenart.
Yeah, so the international, the international is really dominating that top 10 for our race results today.
Yes. The brown jacket is endurance series. There you can see Team Ulrich and the Painters move up to the first position. And interestingly, they won the green jacket competition a few weeks ago, the sprinting series, and now they're in the run for the brown jacket competition. A very good performance of them. And they're leading it now with 28 seconds, and so do Engelbrecht, Tertia also now 28 seconds behind him. But Claudia and Martin from Germany is now having the second best pigeon on the endurance series. And then Jan Nijboer from Netherlands, very good performance this year. I'm very pleased and very impressed with his performance. Come now, have a pigeon in the brown jacket endurance series fourth and Simon Ulrich in the Painters, also another pigeon there in the 5th position. So I have 2 pigeons in the Endurance Series. The same what they've done in the Green Jacket to position themselves well.
Right.
Having 2 pigeons in the top 10 there, and eventually one of those pigeons grab that Green Jacket
Great
or Brown
choices.
Jacket.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
great choices.
So interesting to see how things will unfold on our final. 4th brothers in the 6th and the 7th position, Kings and Gijslo 1. Simon Ulrich in the 8th and 9th position, Obas and Tokka van Heerden. And 10th position, Ulrich in the Painters again. So that means they actually have 3 pigeons in the top 10
Yes.
on our Endurance Series, the long distance racing. So well done to them.
Yep, phenomenal performance.
So all the eyes will be on our final race when those pigeons coming in next week. This is the very best ace pigeons ranked so far. After 2,700 kilometers of racing, Dr. De Weert moved up to the very top position today and is leading it with 12 seconds above Pigeon Palace 2. Unbelievable good performance from him. Congratulations, Dr. De Weert.
Indeed.
And the 4 brothers in the 3rd position, Hans-Paul Esser and Andreas Müller in the 4th position. 5th position, Bulent Maybes from Germany. So 2 strong German teams there we're seeing coming through. Kingsley Gijslo, 2 in the 6th position. Marnus Nel also just proved that he has the genetics and winning ace pigeons in the past, and he's still proving to the world he have ace pigeons. Julia Marie from Germany is also moved up 2 positions to the 8th. Alvin Bester just come into the top 10 today with his pigeon, and so does Simon Ulrich in the Painters as well.
Yes.
Back in the top 10 on that Blue Jacket ranking there. And then the last but not the least is our Black Jacket ranking. This is where all the focus is, particularly on the final, when we're going to auction off at the end of the year by the prize giving the Black Jacket team of pigeons, which was then the ultimate team for the entire season, a team of pigeons that flew the most consistent throughout the season of all weather conditions. Currently, Kingsley Gijslo is leading it with 26 seconds above Bart Gerings and Simon Kolsbrunner from Germany. And they just had a super series so far for the last races, coming all the way from 95th position, moving back into the 2nd position now. That just tells the quality of pigeons they've got.
Indeed.
And Umberka there in the 3rd position, and we know he got a bloodline, he got a pigeons, he can do it on a final. Come last year's 2nd Black Jacket, what will he do today? Kingsley Gijslo 1 in the 4th position as well with the 2nd team. To have 2 pigeons, 2 teams up in the top 5 is phenomenal.
Yep.
Hans-Paul Esser and Andreas Müller, phenomenal race, just move up again, as we can see also on the fancy of the race competition. And Team Ulrich in the Painters in 6th, Kukumurangam 7th. He dropped down a few positions today, so he's only 13 minutes from the race leaders. And we must remember, any person in this top 10 can still win the Black Jacket competition on a final.
Indeed.
And then Kevin have a good race. He's back in 8th position. He was 8, moved down to 10. Now he's back at 8. And
amazing season for Kevin.
For Kevin, very good season. The Mountain Loft in the 9th position, and on the 10th, Loft Einkammer. Well done to all those teams and to everyone out there. Can't wait for next week, Wednesday. Looking forward to our final.
No, certainly. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's our race day 9. And of course, the very final race will be held at Sun City. We will see the whole team there from Africa Pro, and we're definitely looking forward to seeing you then. Definitely looking forward to seeing who takes that top 10. And man, oh man, you know what? The finals really exciting. But for me, I can't wait. And we're gonna have to put down a few rules for the auctions: no kicking, no scratching, no biting. So really looking forward to the auction after that as well, and looking forward to the new season. But till then, take care of yourselves, keep flying high. We'll see you next week at Sun City for the Africa Pro One Loft Series final.